Welcome, my name's Dr. Jason W. Morrison and I'm a theologist from New South Wales, Australia. Psychologists help people with themselves and other people, and theologists help people with themselves and God. Well, welcome. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist. We're going on to study number 8 of Resurrection of the Dead. It's the second session in the proof of the Lord Jesus Christ's resurrection. Now, this is going to be very exciting, this one, because it's the evidence that the Lord Jesus Christ rose from the dead. We'll read the introduction and then we'll move on to the scriptures. Why should it be thought incredible that God raises the dead? The Lord Jesus Christ, after his death, in his entirety came back to life. He physically and spiritually completed the work of atonement, and his spirit, soul, and body, his spirit, soul, and body were reunited. If Jesus is still dead, then Christianity is useless, and trusting in God is empty, worthless, and hopeless. The foundation of Christian salvation rests upon individual Christians telling others with their own mouth that the Lord Jesus Christ is Lord, Jehovah, and that God has raised him from the dead. Now, the historical proof of the Lord Jesus Christ's resurrection is official and certified because the Lord Jesus Christ is recorded in the Bible to have appeared to his own followers on 10 occasions. The order of the appearances seems to be: number 1, to Mary Magdalene; number 2, to the women returning from the tomb with the angelic message; number 3, to Peter probably in the afternoon; number 4, to the Emmaus disciples toward the evening; number 5, to the disciples, Thomas being absent; number 6, on the next Sunday night, the appearance to the disciples, Thomas being present; number 7, to the 7 beside the Sea of Galilee; number 8, to the apostles and over 500 brethren; number 9, to James, the Lord's half-brother; number 10, his last recorded appearance at his ascension from Olivet. Now, proof proves the Lord Jesus Christ is risen and is now almost 2,000 plus years of age. Now, remember, I wrote this in 1994, so he's well over 2,000 years of age now. We'll turn to the scriptures and we'll see what we have in store. Okay, in Acts 26:8, why should it be thought incredible by you that God raises the dead? And I don't think there's any need for us to think that is incredible, because Hebrews 11:3 says, by the word of the Lord, the worlds were framed, or by the worlds were framed by the word of the Lord, so that the things which are seen were not made with things which are visible. Now, if the Lord can make the world out of his word, who was the Lord, who became the Lord Jesus Christ, then why should it be thought incredible by us that God raises the dead? 1 Corinthians 15:14, if Christ is not risen, then our preaching is empty and your faith also is empty. Here we go, Mark 16:9. Mary Magdalene sees the risen Lord. Now when he arose early on the first day of the week, he appeared first to Mary Magdalene, out of whom he had cast 7 demons. Matthew 28:9, the women worshipped the risen Lord. And as they went to tell his disciples, behold, the Lord Jesus Christ met them, saying, rejoice. So they came and held him by the feet and worshipped him. Could you imagine being those people that were able to do that? My gosh. Luke 24:34, saying, the Lord is risen indeed, and he has appeared to Simon. So this is just evidence that he was seen. In 1 Corinthians 15:5, it says, and that he was seen by Cephas and by the 12. More evidence that the Lord was seen after he rose from the dead. Now, Mark 16:12 through 14, Jesus appears to 2 disciples, and after that he appeared in another form to 2 of them as they walked and went into the country. Now the other form was in his spiritual body, wasn't it? And they went and told it to the rest, but they did not believe them either. Later he appeared to the 11 as they sat at the table, and he rebuked their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they did not believe those who had seen him after he had risen. So this is reflective of the story of the rich man and Lazarus, where it was said that even if one rose from the dead, they would not believe. And this is a classic example of this, and Jesus rebuked them for their unbelief. In John 20, verse 26, and after 8 days, his disciples were again inside, and Thomas with them. Jesus came, the doors being shut, so he was able to come miraculously enter the room. His spiritual body was able to pass through physical elements, and stood in the midst and said, "Peace to you." In John 21:1, breakfast by the sea. After these things, the Lord Jesus Christ showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and in this way he showed himself. So Jesus had risen from the dead. He was seen, 1 Corinthians 15:6-7. After that, he was seen by over 500 brethren at once, of whom the greater part remained to the present, being the present when this was written back in ancient times. But some have fallen asleep. And after that he was seen by James and then by the apostles. So this is not, just some guessing game. This is real historical fact. Acts 1:9, Jesus ascends to heaven. Now when he had spoken these things while they watched, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. Now if we turn to a moment of meditation, it reads, "It is also recorded that after his ascension, Christ appeared 1 or more times to 3 men, to Stephen at his stoning, number 2, to Paul at his conversion, at Corinth, in the temple at Jerusalem, and later at Jerusalem in another vision, and to John the apostle at Patmos, and other visions in Revelation." In 1 Corinthians 15:14 it says, "And if he is still dead, then all our preaching is useless, and your trust in God is empty, worthless, and hopeless. However, the fact is that the Lord Jesus Christ did actually rise from the dead, and has become the first of millions who will come back to life again someday." And that's 1 Corinthians 15:20 from the TLB Bible. And the memory verse, for those that are interested, is Acts 26:8. "Why should it be thought incredible by you that God raises the dead?" Now in our next study, this is getting very exciting now, as we're building towards the end of the course. We're coming up into the eternal judgments next. It's about the confident expectation of the resurrection body, and it's a very interesting study indeed. I hope you're enjoying the progression in this course. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now. Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.